YouTubers and YouTubettes, what's happening? It's your buddy Jex coming at you once again, and if you think I look tired, that's because I am. Haven't stopped much today. It's about 2 in the afternoon right now, in case you're wondering. Yeah, I just went to Walmart around lunchtime, bought me these two big bookshelves. So, yeah, I'm going to be loading them up pretty soon, as soon as I build them. But I thought first, before I organize all my movies and fill up these shelves, I gotta show you all the VHS I've been telling you about in my last video, because there's quite a few of them. So before I start organizing them and stuff, I'll show you what I got. This is going back like 4 months, since October, right before my computer crashed on me. I bought so much stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the highlights, what I think are probably the coolest that I bought. And after that, I'm just going to do like a slideshow or something like that, just to show you the rest, you know. Because it would take me forever to talk about every single title I bought, and I just don't have that much energy today, but I have enough energy to bring you a video, you know? Because you waited long enough. It's been about a week since I did my DVD update, and you're probably wondering, Jex, what the hell did you buy on VHS? We're dying to know. Well, wonder no more. Here we go. So, Jex's VHS goodies. Actually, I'm going to start off with Rip-Off Central. You VHS collectors out there, you all know, we all hear that? Car going by. The window's open, such a beautiful day. But anyway, you VHS collectors out there, you know how we all get ripped off from time to time. You buy something you think is going to be really cool, and then something goes wrong. So let me tell you a little story. This is going back in like October. I went to this thrift store I always go to. They have great VHS. And that specific day, there was like this old guy just hogging all the good tapes. Like, I got there, and like just a matter of seconds, you know, I could have got to it, but I see him grab a copy of Hell Night starring Linda Blair. Now, granted, it was the Anchor Bay edition, not the media edition, but still, I could have grabbed it. He was like grabbing all these good titles. I'm like, man. So anyway, I'm looking around, and what do I find? This. The Thorn EMI copy of The Hills Have Eyes, Part 2. I've never seen the movie. It's supposed to be very cheesy and not as good as the first one, but it's pretty hard to find. I think it is on DVD, but it's very limited and very rare. So I thought, aha! I'm like, in your face, old man! I got me a good title right here. So I was so psyched, you know. I've never seen this available before. I thought it was cool. The cover has some water damage and is wrinkled, but I thought, whatever. This is rare. I really want to see the movie. So I get home, I'm like, yeah, Hills Have Eyes Part 2. In your face, old man! Open it up. Mold City. Yep. So I have myself a useless, bad condition Hills Have Eyes Part 2 that I can't even watch. So that was great. So that was my rip-off of the past few months. Pretty much, I think it's the only rip-off though. So not so bad, but come on. How shitty is that? Hills Have Eyes Part 2, very rare, moldy as hell. But let's go on to happy stuff. Let's go on to some good finds. These I found just today. Earlier today, I went to this awesome store I go to called Value Village. They have a great VHS selection, and I hadn't been there in about maybe a month or so. And today, for some reason, they had all these great titles. I don't know where all these came from, but they have some cool stuff. And I bought 10 tapes. I could have a lot more. I could have bought like 20 more tapes. They had a bunch of Godzilla movies, and I was gonna buy them all, but I thought, whoa, I gotta control myself. And they were all in like the EP mode, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna disregard the Godzilla for today, and I'll buy everything else for now. So let's get started. I have here Rebel, with a young Sylvester Stallone, his first movie, 1969, and as soon as I found this, I thought of my buddy Mo Vernoscopy, because I know he's a big fan of a movie called A Man Called Rainbow, and that movie is just, it's a spoof of this movie right here. I think it's just an overdubbed version of this movie. So yeah, this is in the EP mode as well. It's on Star Maker, but I thought, I want to see it. And the dude, the clerk at the cash when I bought this, he was all like, dude, this is Stallone's first movie. I'm like, I know. He's like, I've seen this like 20 years ago, man. He's like, this is probably your best find. I'm like, good to know, because this is the one that I almost put back. I didn't pick up, but I decided to go with it. And the guy was just like, man, he's like, the acting is like, you won't believe it. I'm like, okay. So yeah, so Rebel. with Stallone. Looking forward to that. Picked up Neighbors with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Really not their best movie, but it's good to have. It's rare. It still hasn't been released on DVD as far as I know, and I just picked this up to replace my Good Times video edition of this, which is in the LP mode. So this is the Columbia Pictures. It's in the SP mode, so I thought, well, it's going to be better quality, so I'll get this one to replace my other copy. You know, it's good to have since it's not on DVD. This next one I was also thrilled to find. Directed by John Landis, which is one of my favorite directors. This is one of his underrated movies. I love it. I saw it for the first time. Saw it for the first time about seven years ago, and I just loved it. It's Into the Night, starring Michelle Pfeiffer and Jeff Goldblum. It's a great movie. This one here, the cover is a bit worn, but it's totally worth it. This is on HGV, and it's actually in the SP mode. Usually these are like in the LP or EP, but it's good quality, so I thought it's a little beat up, but I'll pick it up anyway just because I love the movie and I actually don't have it. I had it taped somewhere, but that's like at my parents' house, and you know, so I thought I'll pick it up just to watch it again. It's a really good movie. It's really underrated. I can't believe it's not more well known. It's a really good John Landis flick. They have great cameos in here. Dan Aykroyd has a little supporting role. He's great. He's funny. He's a great comic relief. John Landis himself actually has a role in it. I don't think he speaks, but he's one of the villains. So definitely worth it. Into the Night. I can't recommend it enough. It's way underrated. Did I say overrated earlier? I meant to say underrated. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. Remember? Okay, this next one, cool find. Cinema Sickness actually was talking about this one not long ago. He got a Laserdisc copy from my boy Movie John 75, and it's POW The Escape, starring David Carradine. This is on Media Entertainment. Never did see it, never heard of it except for on YouTube videos, so I thought it's going to be a cool find. It is definitely a great cover art. So yeah, and what I hate about the Value Village, the tapes that I buy there, they all have a price tag on them, a price sticker, and they are a bitch to take off. They're really glued on their tights, so you can't take them off without ripping the artwork. So that really sucks. But whatever, small price to pay, small price indeed, because they're all $1. So you know, can't complain too much. Next one, got me some Beastie Boys, The Skills to Pay the Bills. You have here. I think there's music videos and live performances and all that. I didn't really read much into it. I just saw Beastie Boys and I picked it up, you know, because I love the Beastie Boys. I also have their Sabotage VHS. So yeah, The Skills to Pay the Bills. And these next 5, I just couldn't pass up. You guys should know by now that I'm a huge SNL fan, and they had a bunch of SNL tapes, so I picked up a few of them. Picked up Best of 1983. Best of 1984, 1985, Pee Wee Herman right there, 86, and 87. I picked up those 5 because 80s stuff is a little more rare to find on compilations. They had like some from the 70s and stuff, but a lot of the skits on there, like Fest Drunk Brothers and all that stuff, you could find those on any best of compilations. So these were the ones that looked the more rare to me, so I had to pick them up. You know, the 80s were obviously not the best time in SNL's run, but there are some classic skits on here, definitely the best of the worst, so I'm really looking forward to these. Saturday Night Live goodness! Oh, the next one I picked up earlier this week at Spin It for $1. I'm pretty sure I've heard of this on YouTube, and it's on New World Video. I got curious, I had to pick it up. Cellar Dweller. This looks awesome, 1987 I believe. It's directed by John Buechler, who directed Troll 1 and Ghoulies 3, among other stuff. So, I really like that style of flick. I thought I had nothing to lose. This looks cool. I can't wait to watch it. I'm probably going to watch it over the weekend. My girlfriend is out of town. She went to visit her folks for the weekend, so I'm going to catch up on all my cheesy movies that I know she wouldn't like. So yeah, Cellar Dweller. Can't wait to pick that up. Next one, I'm happy to find this one. Death Wish 2, Charles Bronson. I have Death Wish 1 and 3 on DVD, so those are the only ones I've seen, and I thought Death Wish 2, I'll pick it up. This is the Good Times edition, so it's in the LP mode, so I thought it's better than nothing. I'll be able to have a marathon 1, 2, and 3 one of these days, and since I'm on that topic, I'll show you something I picked up really cool. Picked up the soundtrack on vinyl, got this at Spin It. Really cool, $4. Music by Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin. You just can't go wrong. It's a great soundtrack for $4. It's a steal of a deal. I believe my brother Josh Meister, JT of the Dead. I think I've heard you talk about this before. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, good find for sure. Death Wish 2. Let's keep going. Got lots of stuff to talk about. I just picked up, I think, in November or so. It's been a while. It's Hey Good Looking, animated film by Ralph Bakshi. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he did a lot of great cartoons. Fritz the Cat, the original Lord of the Rings, Wizards, so much stuff. He's a great animator, so yeah, pick this up. Started watching it around the time I bought it. I couldn't get into it. I was pretty tired, so I couldn't really enjoy it. But I know if I'd watch it again, I'd enjoy it more. It's really well done. I love that kind of animation. Hey Good Looking on Warner Home Video. Also picked up at the same time as that, Hell Comes to Frogtown with Rowdy Roddy Piper. This was a different kind of movie. It was not at all what I expected, but it's the great 80s action. It's been a while. It's been a few months now since I watched it, so it's kind of fuzzy in my memory, but I remember I watched it with Lucas. Lucas was visiting. We're just like, well, it's kind of weird. Like this civilization in like the post-apocalyptic future, and they want to repopulate, and you know they need Roddy Piper to repopulate. It's really weird, and there's these frog people, and not at all what I was expecting, but a good find for sure. This again is the Star Maker edition, so it's in the EP mode, which sucks. You all know I'm not a fan of that. All tapes should be in SP. It's the best quality, but anyway, EP mode, but. Whatever, it was $1, so it's good to have. Oh, this is a good find too. This I've had forever, probably back in October. I was happy to find this one at the thrift store. Cut box, but it doesn't matter. Toxic Avenger Part 2, some Trauma goodness. This is the rated version, so it's R-rated. Differs from the Trauma DVD. And this is on Warner Home Video, which is kind of odd. I don't remember ever seeing any other Trauma film on Warner. I know The Toxic Avenger 1 and 3, they were released on Vestron, I believe. So it's kind of really caught me by surprise that this was on Warner. But yeah, it's cool to have. I love that cover art. It's great. The tape is in excellent condition. Yeah, Toxic Avenger Part 2. Losing my voice. Went to visit my parents a few weeks ago, and I went to Derek's secondhand shop back home, which I always used to go scope out the VHS tape, and for $1 I found this set, and I couldn't pass it up for $1. The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand, which I had never seen. I had heard lots of good things about this, so I had to pick it up, and so far I've only watched the first tape. I watched it with Sarah, and we've just been so busy that we haven't been able to watch the rest, but it's so far so good. It's kind of slow paced, but it's a mini-series, right, so it's really detailed, and can't wait to see where it goes. Great performances. You got Gary Sinise, Rob Lowe, who else? Molly Ringwald is in this. Ed Harris, and so many more. So it's really great to have. It's going to look great on my new shelves that I just bought. So yeah, the Stand box set. And also, I picked these up throughout the last few months. You know, I have to scope out from pawn shop to pawn shop, and I was on a quest to get the Star Trek movies for this. The spaceship. You know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They make the Enterprise. I always thought that was cool. So I bought these like at I don't know how many different pawn shops. I was missing the third one, the Search for Spock. That's the one that I was missing for the longest time, and I finally found it. So, you know, I thought it looks cool. I'm not a big Trek fan. I haven't even seen all of these, but I just think this is a cool collector's item. Have all the tapes together. So, yeah. Star Trek. And now, so those are probably like the coolest stuff to talk about that I picked up. Now I'm going to do a little slideshow for you guys of the other stuff I picked up. There is some cool stuff, but it would just take forever for me to talk all about them, so I'll just show them one at a time. Alright, let's do this!